Hello everyone, my name's Roisin Coll and I am the Director of the St Andrews Foundation for Catholic Teacher Education at the University of Glasgow. And I'd like to speak to you just for a few moments about the Catholic Teacher Certificate, which is a qualification that you can achieve when you come to do your initial teacher education course at the University of Glasgow. So I want to say a little bit more about that now. So the CTC, the Catholic Teacher Certificate in Religious Education, what is it? What does it mean? So successful completion of the CTC, as it says here, leads to the award of an additional parchment. And that parchment indicates to the Catholic school that you have the academic qualification to teach religious education in the Catholic primary school or the Catholic secondary school as a generalist RE teacher. So that's essentially what it is. So what do we mean by Catholic education, or what makes a school Catholic? Many of you will be products of a Catholic school. So if I asked you to just sit for a minute or a moment and ponder that question or those two questions, what might your answer be? Have a think for a moment. So I'll explore that with you a little bit further. What is Catholic education? Well, perhaps a good place to start is to think, what do we mean by education and what is the aim of education? And we have a good, very straightforward explanation from the United Nations. The aim of education, to achieve the full potential of every person and contribute to the good of society. That's the aim of education. So what's different about Catholic education? What do we mean by Catholic education and what is its aim? Well, there's this little section in front of that same sentence. Let's look at it. Jesus Christ is at the centre of all that is said and done in order to achieve full potential and contribute to the good of society. Jesus Christ is at the centre of all that is said and done. Catholic schools, therefore, are Christocentric. Jesus Christ is at the centre of all that is said and done. And that's the difference between the Catholic sector and the other educational sectors. So let's just explore that a bit further. What makes a school Catholic? Well, as we know, I'm sure you know, a school's identity is not just about the number of children that are there, and in this context, the number of Catholic students studying there. It's about something deeper. It's about the soul of the school. And indeed, teachers are at the very heart of that, very heart of the mission of the school. And there's a quote there, Catholic educators have to be credible witnesses. They have to be people who believe their faith, live their faith, so that they're able to journey with other children on their faith journey. What else? There needs to be joined up learning, loving, and also living, and at all times keeping Christ at the centre. So this is what our goal is. This is what we're striving to do in the Catholic sector. And it's an incredible privilege to be a Catholic teacher or to teach in the Catholic sector. And indeed, when you were probably thinking about the answers to that question, what is Catholic education and what makes a school Catholic? Very often people think about how a school looks and the kind of activities that take place there. So here are a few examples that demonstrate this. To be a Catholic teacher in a Catholic school is something that is our gift, and it brings joy every single day to teachers across the country. Most of this you'll recognise yourselves. So just a couple of quotes here, and here we have a photograph of our director of coordinator, of pastoral and spiritual formation, Father Stephen, with a group of students. Lots of different activities take place when you come to the University of Glasgow, where you get to meet a range of students from across different programmes. That's just a picture taken on one of their ventures there. But there's a quote here about teachers of wisdom, and this is from Pope Benedict, and it gives us a good understanding of what teaching is about. As you know, the task of a teacher is not simply to impart information or to provide training and skills. It's about forming the human person, equipping him or her to live life to the full. In short, he says, it's about imparting wisdom. So it's not just about the courses, it's not just about the content and the academic bit. It's about the whole person, forming the whole person so that they can live life to the full. And another quote we have here, again, another photograph of some of the ventures. That's a group of students out in Rome with some of our staff. Here's another quote here from Pope Paul VI. And again, we hear this word that we've already heard. People listen more willingly to witnesses than to teachers. And if they do listen to teachers, it's because they are also witnesses. So you don't just teach about your faith or teach the RE curriculum, you demonstrate it through your lives. So there's that expectation of the teacher of religious education, of the Catholic teacher in the Catholic school, to believe what it is that they teach and to live that by example. And indeed, young people, if they're taught something, they might understand it. If they see it being lived, that's a different level altogether. And that's an expectation of our Catholic teachers in the Catholic school. So, in summary, the challenge for Catholic teachers to acknowledge that the person you teach is more important than the courses you teach. To draw out the God-gifted potential of every pupil in an environment of love. To witness, again that word, personally to the values of the gospel. And all of this is in recognition of the fact that for very many children, the Catholic teacher is really the only experience of church that they will have. Now, indeed, we encourage them to actually, our children, our young people, to attend church, to engage in their wider faith community. But for many, the reality is you will be the only person that will represent church for them. And that's a significant requirement of the individual teacher to be, there's a high expectation of you there. And you're not just a teacher, you're a teacher of prayer, you are a leader in faith. So how do you do this? My goodness, it's a big ask. Yes, it is. But we work together in a community of faith. We all work together to support you. And it's, as I said, a real privilege to be on this journey, working with so many young people and others who want to become Catholic teachers. Of course you can do it. We recognise that many people are at very different stages of their own faith journey. We recognise that many people perhaps have not been engaging in their faith as much as perhaps others. But something has brought them to this. Something there is encouraged them still to be the Catholic teacher. Well, we say to you, come on this journey with us, but there is an expectation that you make a commitment from this point onward to re-engage with your faith, or to engage with your faith as much as you're able to do so. So let me tell you a bit about the programmes that will help you do all of this. And as you will know, the University of Glasgow, we have a very special mission to Catholic education. We have the mandate to provide Catholic teachers for Catholic schools. And our ITE, our initial teacher education programmes, reflect this. So you'll see some of our courses, for those who are doing the Catholic Teacher Certificate, have a strong emphasis of your own knowledge, your own theological knowledge, and how that translates into education. So we teach you theology, and that will help you when you come to teach the subject in school. There's also much pastoral and spiritual development through our Catholic Teacher Formation Programme. All students are expected to engage in this, and it supports you in your own formation as being a Catholic teacher. And indeed, when you're placed in schools, you'll be placed in Catholic schools, and your colleagues, your mentors there will support you with all the required tasks, and you'll really get to experience this wonderful community, Catholic education community. But we don't work alone. We work very closely with the Scottish Catholic Education Service and the diocesan RE advisors, and they work with us to support you. So there's a wider network of support, all working together to support each other and to support our new, young, and not so young teachers who are embarking on this journey. So getting here is important. And these are important points to leave you with. It is crucial that you get the entry requirements. Indeed, at the University of Glasgow, not everyone is going to do the Catholic Teacher Certificate. Lots of other people apply and come here to study their undergraduate and postgraduate qualifications in initial teacher education. So it is very competitive, so you need to get the entry requirements. So be very clear now at this point about your goals and making sure that you work hard to get here. Secondly, for those who are going to be applying for the undergraduate MEduc degree, please note now there are 2 different UCAS codes, one of which is for the degree that incorporates the Catholic Teacher Certificate. If you've already applied and you've made a mistake and you've applied for the other one, don't worry, we can fix that. But the best code to use, absolutely, is the one that incorporates the CTC. So please do use this when applying. In your personal statement, it's important to flag up that you want to do the Catholic Teacher Certificate and that you are committed to doing so. Indeed, you can demonstrate how your faith is important to you. You can talk about things. There's one example there given of doing the Caritas Award or how you're involved in your parish, just to support that statement about your commitment to becoming a Catholic teacher in a Catholic school and completing the CTC. Now, you will also need a priest's reference when you enter this initial teacher education courses. And again, you will need a priest's reference as part of the approval process once you're qualified. So it's important to re-establish, if you don't already have a relationship with your parish priest, get to know him. Let him know that you want to do this. And don't be worried if you haven't been actively attending church, then this is your opportunity to re-engage. Let him know, be honest, talk to him, let him know, and then when he sees that you're back regularly in conversation with him and attending, then when it comes to asking for this reference, he'll know you and be able to provide that one for you. For those already heavily engaged in your faith, absolutely brilliant. You can let your priest know that this is something that you're going to be asking for in the near future. So that is just about everything that I want to say. If anyone does have any questions, then please don't hesitate to contact me. You can see my name here, Roisin Coll, or you can email the St Andrews Foundation, and I will be delighted to answer any question that you have related to this application process and the Catholic Teacher Certificate. So good luck, everyone. Do your absolute best this year. We're thinking of you. We're all rooting for you. And indeed, we constantly pray for everyone in our schools, our Catholic schools across the country and elsewhere so that you can get to this next stage in your educational journey. Take care.